What's up, guys? Another lunch break update. So I got some good news, some bad news, and I just thought I'd update you guys. So let's start with the good news. So I got 3 new products in last night. Um, the first one are these digital temperature gauges, and I've seen them around. I think Lucas might have some. I ordered probably about a dozen of them. Let me open one. But they stick to the outside of the glass, and then it has a digital readout right here, and they're kind of see-through, so it kind of gives a cool projection of your temperature on your tank. I want to test them out and see how accurate they are before I order more of them. So I will be testing this out in the fish room because I monitor the temperature in there very closely. So I got a bunch of these in to give those a test. I can't remember if I showed these already or not, but these are the shrimp cubes. They're a 5-pack of little squares to put in your tank for your shrimp to go in and out of. I thought it'd be kind of cool to kind of pile them up and let moss grow on them and let the shrimp try them out. So I ordered a few of these. I'm going to try this out in one of my shrimp tanks to see how these do. They were smaller than I was hoping. I do have larger ones coming, hopefully. And then the last product, which I'm very excited about, which I use, are TDS meters. And I finally got a company that makes a good one. The packaging's perfect. You know, it's made in China, but luckily it's all in English. No problem there. This is basically the only tool I use. Is I monitor the TDS in all my tanks, and it's kind of a guide for me to know when I need to fertilize, because I know what my TDS readings are when I actually fertilize. Then 3 days later I can retest it and realize, hey, my fertilizers have been depleted. But it also has a temperature probe built in, so this is another way I keep track of all the temps in my tanks. And I was just really excited to finally find one that had good packaging. The downside, which I wasn't sure if it was going to come with it or not, are batteries. So they do not come with batteries. And when I was talking to them, it sounded like some of them come with batteries and some don't. This order does not. And I don't even know how many is here right now, but that many so far. Just a test. I've already sourced batteries because I'm not going to sell them without batteries, because I think that'd be poopy to buy a TDS meter and then you have to go find batteries. And it uses coin cell batteries, so that's even more of a pain. So until I get a shipment of batteries in, I won't list these until I have batteries for them, and I can test them to verify that they all are reading correctly, they calibrate correctly, and it's actually a good product. But high hopes on that so far. I did get some Fluval Nanos in yesterday. They sent me 5. I ordered 10, so that means that they are out of stock on those. So I gotta relist those on the website, and they're, I want to say $75, but that's what is running on this tank is the Nano. You can control it with your phone just like the big boy ones. I really like them. I like the control. I love the daylight cycles and all that. Just Shrimp says, dang, those batteries are the worst. They are, and so the spec sheet on these say coin cell batteries. Well, coin cell is basically a generic term for the tiny batteries. There's so many different versions, and it doesn't say specifically, error, your YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Are you guys getting the video okay? Because it's popping up a warning on my screen. My encoder is saying that it's doing fine, not dropping frames. Hopefully everything's working. I don't know. I'm going to keep rolling. So I have to find out specifically what batteries this takes. So what I'm going to do is take the batteries out of my other one and measure them. Fish tube says it was lagging a bit and it's not now. Okay, well, I'm going to just keep rolling. So I got to find out the specific batteries and then order those. They're not super cheap, but they're not terrible. So it's just something I'll have to figure that in on the pricing. I'm hoping to keep these pretty cheap. And it's just another product to add that I hope that people will use and understand how to use them and everything like that. So yeah, I've got the nanos in. I gotta get those back on the website, and hopefully the wholesaler gets more in soon. Looks like the lag is okay right now. The error is just across my whole screen, so I don't know. It's got a little live video window and it looks okay. So let's go to the bad news. The bad news is my dog Havana, my pit bull. I went to check the mail last night. It was 10:30. I opened the front door, and the pit bull just plows into my legs, knocks me out of the way, and goes out the front door. And she's never like that. Well, it turns out that there was a skunk basically right in front of my door, and when I opened the door, I didn't look down to see it, and so she went after it. I went running after the dog. I didn't know it was a skunk. I thought she was after a cat. Went running after the dog, and she's in the neighbor's bushes. And I'm yelling at her, leave it alone, drop it, whatever, I don't know what's going on. And then here she comes out of the bush with a skunk in her mouth. The whole freaking skunk. And it was an adult one. It wasn't a little one, it was a big one. And immediately I was just like, oh crap. I was like, drop it, drop it, drop it. She drops it. The skunk's dead, it's not moving. And then all of a sudden the dog starts sneezing. And then I got the full hit of the skunk smell. And it wasn't like the skunk smell like when you're driving through a neighborhood and you can smell it. This was super pungent, potent, like chemical burn smell. Like it was nasty. And my dog's foaming at the mouth. Like I know she got hit. So I immediately get her in the house, and I had to take her through the house to get her out back. So I put her out back, and I immediately wash her with Dawn dish soap because I know that the skunk spray is like oily. So I'm hitting her with the Dawn dish soap, and I knew she was hurting because she doesn't like baths, and she just stood there and let me pour soap on her. I was hitting her with a garden hose, which it wasn't that warm. It was 10:30 at night, and she let me wash her off. I got her inside, and her muzzle's just blood red. And she's a red-nosed pit, but it was just like, you can tell it was super irritated, and her eyes were blood red. So I was like, she took it to the face. So I text my neighbor to let him know, like, hey, like, the dog just got skunked. If your windows are open, make sure you shut them. And it was too late. They already had the skunk smell in their house. My other neighbor said to try some lady products, a specific one, and that it works on all the dogs that they grew up with on their farm. So she didn't say it was a lady product. She gave me the name. It was I want to say like Summer's Eve. I didn't even know what it was. And I asked her. I was like, "What is that? Like, is it a skunk product?" So I Googled it. She told me to Google it. She didn't even tell me what it was. I Googled it. I'm like, ugh. Like, all right. So I went to the store at 11 o'clock last night to the female section, found the stuff, came home, gave her a bath. It was like shampoo. Gave her a bath of it, and it worked. So she was smelling a lot better. But my house was already covered in the scent. I couldn't open the windows to air the house out because the smell was just as bad outside. So basically, I just air freshened the house as best as I could and made sure my dog was comfortable. Uh, Went to sleep after a few hours of laying in bed, just covering my nose pretty much. Woke up this morning. The dog didn't smell, but her eyes were shut. And normally when I wake up, she like looks over at me, but her eyes were shut. So I was like, oh, I hope they're just irritated and not, like infected or something like that. I did go when I left for work. She did like open her eyes and look at me. They weren't red anymore, but I'm assuming they were just irritated. So I just got home at lunch, and her eyes looked fine. They were open. She wanted to go outside, and so now she's outside sunbathing. I do have my windows open right now, airing the house out, and yeah, so that's my bad news. It was a rough night for me and the dogs. Charlotte is deaf, so she didn't hear me yelling at Havana to come inside. But as soon as we got inside, Charlotte went running. She did not like the smell at all. But yeah, Jess says Febreze for sure. So I'm gonna go buy gallons of it today. And came home at lunch, found the skunk in the neighbor's yard. It was dead, so I bagged it up, and it's in the back of my truck to take to the dumpster because trash pickup isn't till Monday, and I don't want a dead skunk sitting in my trash can until Monday. So I'm going to take it to the dumpster at work. So yeah, that's my night. So some new products and a skunk. I got more stuff coming today. I've actually had to start keeping track of when my packages come on my phone. I put it in my calendar. I have packages coming today and tomorrow. One of those packages is the replenish of the stuff that got stolen, and the other stuff, I don't even remember what it was. I think it's just more products that I needed to get back in stock. I need to order more shipping labels because I tore through 50 of them in the past week, which is great. Thank you guys. So I need to get more of those, and shipping boxes came in, shipping supplies came in, so that's all going well. I just got a lot of website work to do. I gotta get these shrimp feeding bowls online, these TDS meters as soon as I get batteries in them online. The nano lights need to go online. It's just busy. Get a wax warmer. Cover your tanks when you use it if you use a lot. Okay. Most of my tanks are in a shrimp room by themselves, so it should be okay. When are the air pumps coming in? So I haven't ordered more. I still have my original batch of these. I do want to run tests because the problem is there's a lot of suppliers that make the exact same pump. So even though this is exactly the physical copy of like what Aquarium Co-op is using, I don't know if this manufacturer uses the same parts, the same quality, stuff like that. So I need to run these to make sure that it performs the same before I'm like, yeah, here they are, buy them. So this one, I'm going to hook up tonight to that tank. I did put my Phoenix hang-on back filter. It's the little nano filter. I did put that on the tank last night just to get water flow around because I am dosing that tank. I don't have any livestock in it yet. I think it is going to be a betta tank. I never had a betta. I think they're beautiful, so I like to get one. So I think that's what that tank is going to become, is a betta tank. I originally planned it being a shrimp tank, but I think it's just too small. I think they won't really thrive in it. So I think it's going to be a betta tank. But this is what I'm going to use on it. The hang-on back, it's tiny. It's rated for up to 5 gallons. And the filter media in it's very small. It could be hot rodded for sure. But I'm just using it right now to get water flowing through the tank. Eventually it'll just be an air stone using one of these guys. So I do have a few of these. As soon as I know that they work and they are good quality, then I'll list them on the website. So it's another thing that needs to go on the website. And I don't know if I said they come with airline and air stones. Let's see. Betas are the best. Get a cover for. Yeah, I heard that they can be jumpers. So, yep, you just said that they jump. So yeah, I don't know what kind of cover I'm gonna do yet. I don't know if I'm gonna do a glass cover. I think glass cover will look the nicest. I can get a little piece of glass cut for it. Be super cheap, not too expensive, and I thought about doing like an egg crate cover, but I don't think it would look very clean, so I don't really want to do that. I thought about getting egg crate, cutting it to size, and not allow the light to pass through, and then spray painting it black just to make it look better, but I don't think I like that idea. I think I'm just going to do a piece of glass. What other stuff's in here? Here's the best. So yeah, so that's really all I got for right now. I'm hoping to do some more how-to videos. I add calcium to all my tanks. Every tank that's planted and every tank that has shrimp gets calcium. Mainly, I started doing that for my shrimp for their exoskeletons. They're for molting, and what I do is I use eggshells. Like I cook eggs and I save the shells. I wash them and then I put them in a blender. I use a coffee bean grinder actually, and it grinds it into like a powder and very very small chips. And then I dump a little bit into each tank, so it gets a little bit of a powder and gets a little bit of pieces. The pieces fall to the bottom, and I've seen shrimp actually. I don't know if they're munching on it, but I've seen them pick up the pieces, and it also helps out like snails with their shells. So I think I'm just going to do a quick video to show people how I do it. The process I do, it's technically free. It's just waste from making breakfast. The Longhouse Incorporated. Big fan, man. Happy to finally catch you on live. Well, thank you very much. I just do these live streams as quick updates, usually on my lunch break, usually around 11:30 during the week. Whenever something happens, like your dog getting hit with a skunk or new products come in. But I appreciate the kind words there. I don't even know what I was talking about now. So, the calcium. So it's also good for plants, from what I hear. So I dose it, and by dosing I mean I just pour a little bit of powder in, and basically I just wait until I don't see any more shells left on the bottom. So either they disintegrated into the water column, which is great, or they were consumed by the snails or the shrimp, which is also great. And it's free. It's just something that's a leftover product that I recycle basically, and I've used store-bought eggs. The stuff I made last night are farm fresh eggs from my friend's farm. They just give me eggs, which is super awesome of them, and that's what I use. So I know you can supplement. They sell like shrimp blocks you can dump in. I also use Wonder shells for that reason. I think I just use the small. I think it's a small size. I don't know if I got any here. Those are coming in my shipment. I put those in every tank, whether it's got plants or not. But I think every tank I have has plants now. Yeah, so every tank gets those. And those are super cheap too. I think they're like $2 for a 3-pack. So yeah, I mean, if anybody's got any questions before I hop off, I'm going to go grab something to eat and let the dogs in and try to air out the house. And I keep forgetting there's like a delay between when I ask a question and when it actually hits live. So I actually have to kind of pause for a minute. Longhouse floating cuttlebone. Yeah, so actually I have cuttlebone too. I used that originally in one of my first shrimp tanks, and it lasts like forever. It seems. I did buy the same thing. I think it was 2 pack. I think it was a 2 pack of cuttle bones, and they came with like a piece of metal wrapped around it so you could hang it on the bird cage. I just took the metal off, and then I broke the cuttle bone into pieces to put in a couple tanks actually. Yeah, it lasts like forever. It seems. I do like the wonder shells because they like dissolve into the water column. I think that's very beneficial for everything in the tank, and they last, I don't know, like a week or two, depending on the size you get. I mean, you could get like a jumbo one and it will last a super long time, but I like to see the smaller ones dissolve into the water. Jess says, "Good luck with the smell." Yeah, it's lingering. P.S. I recommend your body weight in tomato juice. Bathe the pup and leave them in the garage. Yeah, so my sister last night she told me to leave the dog outside, but this dog they're both rescue dogs, but my pit bull was in a breeding facility for 7 years of her life until she wasn't productive, and then she got dumped. Um, she was kenneled her whole life, and ever since I rescued her, she hasn't left my sight. She's truly in love with me, and I'm truly in love with her. She's been the best dog ever. Perfect dog. And no issues or anything like that. But I couldn't leave her outside. Like, I just let her, I let her inside last night. I just dealt with the smell. And, I couldn't leave her out. The garage, I thought about leaving her in the garage, but I work on cars for a living, and there's a lot of like oils and chemicals out in the garage. I wouldn't want her getting into any of those. So the garage isn't the best idea. Plus, whenever she's away from me and like there's a door between us, she just barks her head off. So I didn't want to have her barking all night. She was already stressed out enough, so I didn't want to stress her anymore. So I let her in the house. She slept all night. She immediately actually fell asleep, so she was pretty worn out from all the activities. Citrus wax warmers will probably get the smell out best. Yeah, so I was wondering about let's talk about cars for a second. The cabin filters on our cars, at least on Audis, and I worked for BMW. BMWs were the same way. They have activated charcoal built into the filter to pull odors out. And I know that they sell them for your house filter, so I thought about hot rodding my air filter on my furnace and putting charcoal in it to see if that will help pull out some of the odor. I'm sure it would, but I might end up making a bigger mess than it's worth. The windows are open now, and it's helping. And strangely enough, my garage and my fish room were hit the worst. So I'm thinking the fish room got hit the worst because it's hot in that room, so it really made the smell worse. And then the garage, I don't know, when I went to the store to get the cleaning supplies, if it got trapped in the garage when I opened it last night. But so that door's open right now, airing out too. Let's see here. The cuddle bones I have were the small size. I've had them in my 20 long and 55 for like 7 months now. Yeah, mine, I'm pretty sure last time I checked it was still in my 20 long as well, and it's been probably about the same amount of time. I think it was last fall, I think, when I put that tank up. Set some bags of carbon in there. So yeah, so I thought about doing carbon, and I also know if you get baking soda, it will absorb smells too. So I thought about getting a box of that, opening it up, and setting it like in the furnace room as well. But charcoal, I think, would work the best, especially in the filter, because all the air has to go through it. Where baking soda is just going to pull it out of the air around it, if that's how that works. I know they even sell the baking soda that's like made for like freshening up your closet. You open the lid and it's like got a filter on it to keep the powder from blowing everywhere. I'm tired. I didn't sleep very much at all last night. Ozium? Is that how you say that? Ozium? I don't know what that is. Ozium spray. I'm gonna Google that. Never heard of it. #1 car cabin air purifier. Ozium, like ozone? It's good for organic odors. Prevent and eliminate horrible odors. Attacks airborne germs and bacteria. Original scent. I never heard of it. $10 on Prime, delivered in 1 day. I think I'll try it. I use it for dog poopy smells. Sounds like I should probably get a case of it and keep it around. What does it smell like? Does it smell good? So we have this stuff that at work that we use to disinfect the AC evaporators in the car, because they constantly get moisture in them from using the AC, and then they could get moldy. So they sell commercial products that we can spray in there that disinfects it, and they don't smell good, but it cleans it, and then your car doesn't stink anymore. I was a rebellious teen and I would smoke in my mom's basement, and 1 spritz would hide it. Walmart's got it for $5. Awesome. I hate going to Walmart here though. Our Walmart here it's ghetto. I despise going there. I only been there a handful of times. I hate our Walmart. I've been to Walmart in Myrtle Beach. Amazing, super clean store, like huge hunting section. It was awesome. The one here in Ohio in Columbus is pretty ghetto. I avoid it. My go-to stores are Menards and Home Depot. The citrus one smells good. The other one smells okay. It smells good, but anything over 4 sprays will burn your nose. I can just imagine the effect it would have on a pup. Yeah, I don't think I would spray her. I'd probably spray the house. Probably the couch, because I noticed that the couch was wet last night. And I think it was after I hosed her off outside, she jumped on the couch. And so I want to probably hit the couch with it just to make sure that none of the skunk oils get into the fabric. Walgreens has it, but it's expensive there. Menards probably has it. Oh, let's see. I actually gotta go to Menards to get more shelving units for my stocking wall, because a lot of the smaller food containers I can't hang on hooks, so I've been adding shelves, and they came out really, really good, I think. Menards showing 2 results. Yep, they have it, and it is so it's $4.78 for a 3.5 ounce can, or for 8 ounce, it's $4.93. So you get double the volume for less than 20 cents more. So I will pick up a can. Let me make sure it's available at my store. They're both available. 4 variations. Alright, so they have 4 scents. There is original, new car, outdoor essence, and country fresh. Have you guys tried any of the other scents? I'm kind of partial to new car, but new car scents usually don't even really smell like a new car. Like, I prep brand new cars that come off the shipping containers from like Germany. They get brought into port and then they're shipped on trucks to us, and then everything in the car is deactivated computer wise, so it saves the battery, makes them so like if somebody tried to steal them, like everything's limited, so we have to take them out of what's called transport mode. But like, you know, I smell what a new car smells like, that new leather smell. And typically, like when I see people with a new car air freshener, like the hanging trees, I don't think they smell the same. Citrus is the best. See, they don't list. It doesn't say citrus. Is that the original? The original doesn't say citrus on it. I've only tried citrus and original. Yeah, what sucks is they don't list. Maybe that's just the car ones. Let me go back. The bigger one just says original scent. It doesn't say citrus. Oh well, it's worth a shot. Just try them in the store. That kind of makes me nervous. I don't like I've seen people test spray paint. Like, you know, when you go to Home Depot and you got your racks of spray paint, there's like spray paint sprayed all over the racks. Like, people like test them, which I don't even think is a good test anyways, because the paint looks different when it's wet compared to when it's dry. Tiny spray into the cap, I could do that. Citrus isn't original. Yeah, well, they're not listing, unfortunately, a citrus one. Maybe I'll just buy all 4 and I'll do a review of each scent and be like, buy this one, do not buy this one. Maybe that's what I'll do. I think I'll buy all 4. They have 12. Oh, only 4 of those. Looks like they have them all. We'll just buy them all and see which one's the best. Must be noon. I hear the tornado sirens going off. I don't know what it's like at your guys' areas, but at least here in Ohio, Wednesdays at noon, every week they test the tornado sirens. And they're going off. Alright, let me close that out. Ozium review. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it. Ozium, like ozone. I'm terrible with pronouncing things correctly, especially when it comes to like fish names, like their scientific names. I don't even try. Like, I'm terrible at it. Like, some people are like, they nail them. Even like plant names, some of them I struggle with. But alright, well, I hear the dog barking, so I'm gonna go let her in and eat some lunch. I wish I had enough time to take a nap. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on my lunch break. And hopefully I will get these products tested, verified, and online. I need to get the Fluvols, the Nanos, online ASAP. Because some reason they got taken down. Because usually when it's out of stock, it just says not available. But the whole product is missing. So I think I accidentally deleted it. But thanks, guys, for hanging out. And I'll catch you next time. See ya.